and somehow you don't know how you will survive. You just stayed with God, and as time passed on, you prevailed. That's the way it runs. Anyone who was able to meet a testing challenge head on, look at the next phrase, and manages to stick it out, is mighty fortunate. For such persons, loyally in love with God, the reward is life and more life. Praise the Lord. In school in those days, in some subjects, physics, chemistry, biology, and I think agriculture, and I also think home economics, there is the theory. Then there is the practicals. The practicals and the theory, are they mates? No. Your Christian life is not theoretical. Your Christian life is 100% practical. Your true Christian life, 10% of it, in fact, less than 10% is in the church arena. More than 90% is where? Outside the church. Part of your Christian life has to do with what is ongoing in your mind, even as we speak now. Part of your Christian life. There is no solid and sound Christian who will not be having challenges on a daily basis. On which basis? Which basis? If you are an expert in sin and repent on a daily basis, something is wrong. It shows that when you are tested, you fail day 1, you fail day 2, you fail day 3, you fail year 1, year 10, year 15. You should be afraid for yourself. The tests are meant to show you where you stand. I mean, you stand well. This issue of the test of your faith is your greatest asset in this world we are in. Because all prayer points, I mentioned this some 3 weeks ago, all prayer points will soon come to an end. Understand me? I'm not saying that you will have testimonies 100%. I'm saying that there will be a time in our lives, after we've grown to the 80s, to the 90s, practically everything we are praying for now will become irrelevant. It will become what? Irrelevant. All the prayer points on the altar for God to give you a house in Banana Island will be useless in 40 years' time. Will be what? Just in 40 years' time. But one thing will remain. What's that thing? Throughout life. On the day of death, the only thing you need at that hour is what? Your faith. So this faith must be well tested. It's like a parachute in the aircraft. It must be sure that this parachute is working, lest the pilot falls to death. Hebrews 11. If you're a familiar student of Bible, how many of us know what is in Hebrews 11? Raise up your hand. Hebrews 11. No, I'm not saying that it is there in the Bible. You know what is there. You've read it before throughout, from verse 1 till the end. Raise up your hand. Hebrews 11. Praise the Lord. Hebrews 11 is the hall of fame of men and women of faith. is an inspiring chapter. It's a great book of the scriptures. It gives you a summary of how your Christian life will run. It tells you of challenges. Now, if you read Hebrews 11, was it a chapter of people prayed today, they got result tomorrow? Was it a story of how people asked God for one child and they got 10? Is it a story of how they acquired land and houses? It's a chapter of Christian ruggedness. It's a chapter of God testing people non-stop. And what some men suffered, and how they went through. And it's a long list. Is that correct? By faith, Joseph. By faith, Moses. And it was mentioning each of the names and the exploits they did through faith. And your own name must enter that list. Your name must enter the list. That chapter is not yet complete until your name enters. If that will be the case, some of the things they experienced, let me finish the sentence, you too will experience it. And Lord, let no man say, not my portion. Your faith will be tested. Chapter 34, Deuteronomy, verses 10 to 12. I want to use a man to analyze faith tonight. Test of faith. Deuteronomy chapter 34, verses 8 to 10. Engineering. Who was the? And the children of Israel wept for Moses in the plains of Moab 30 days. So the days of weeping and mourning for Moses were ended. 9 and 10. 9 and 10. Go to 10 straight away. This is God giving a testimony about a man. And there arose not a prophet since in the class, in the category of Moses, whom the Lord knew face to face. 11. In all the signs and the wonders which the Lord sent him to do in the land of Egypt to Pharaoh, and to all his servants, and to all his land. And in all that mighty hand, and in all the great terror which Moses showed in the sight of all Israel. There arose not what? A prophet in the class of Moses. It stands alone. But you see, this is the summary and the testament and testimony of God about this man's life. After the life had ended, this was the story. This was God's verdict. But now let's go back to where it all began from. I'm praying that at the end of your days,